Well, welcome back after a long spring break to another episode of the White Bull campaign, our Chaosium House RuneQuest campaign. I'm Jeff Richard. I'm back in Berlin and will be your GM tonight. I've got the whole team here. It's been the first time in a while that we've gotten everybody together, but we are back and raring for action. So without any more ado, I thought we would just dive into this. We're going to just kind of jump into storm season for the High Holy Day festivals for Orlanth. And this is in New Pavis. This is the one of the three biggest religious celebrations of the year. You've got the Orlanth ceremony, you've got the sacred time, and you've got the Ernalda High Holy Days. The Pavis Holy Day is important, but it is a much smaller percentage of the population belongs to the Pavis cult. So this is basically the big event for everybody who is an initiate of Orlanth, everybody that's a lay member of Orlanth, everybody that is a initiate of an associated cult of Orlanth. At this point, kind of raise your hands on who all this applies. The Humakti participate in this. It's pretty much, the only one who could kind of sit this out is Gina. But even the Earth Temple participates big. This is a big deal for the Earth Temple.
And what do I do? I mean, yeah, Taekwondo is part of the Earth Pantheon, but...
You get to enjoy the free food.
Oh, good.
Free food and drink. But it is, this is the Holy Day begins with sacrifices that are made by the priests and the lords of the Orlanth cult and presided over by Argrath, who is the Orlanth Rex. So we know what Nisk is going to be doing in this. And for the other initiates, you all participate, the initiates participate in the main mysteries of the cult, where you all get to be in the presence of the god. So that's basically Nisk and Kolbrast get to have the big mysteries and secret ceremonies that let you transport your soul or spirit into the realm of Orlanth and have that those divine visions. I'm sure it also involves a lot of drinking, a lot of eating, a lot of dancing, probably a fair amount of psychotropic substances. So Kolbrast, I think we also know what you're doing big time in this.
You are?
Well, yeah, because...
You lost me. I thought I'd just be in the presence of Orlanth, but... Exactly,
that's what you're doing.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing. Exactly.
Yeah, for you and Kala, as a initiate of an associated cult, you even can participate in this because Orlanth is Stormbull's brother, and Stormbull is summoned into these rituals. So, are you going to be fully treating this as a day that you're participating in the mysteries?
Yes. Absolutely. Yes.
Poor Garen, on the other hand, the Humakti have a very defined role in this. They guard the mysteries from outsiders and intruders and are to kill anybody that goes into the mysteries. Basically once the lines have been drawn and whatnot, you all are to prevent anyone or anything from entering it, but don't actually participate in what goes on.
I'm good at guarding lines. I know where I am with guarding lines.
That does seem to be a big common theme for you, isn't it?
Do what you're good at is Garan's motto, and he's good at guarding things, apart from that one time with Argrath. and he's very good at.
Hey, and that's the same thing again, by the way. In fact, I'm sure that Argrath, as the Orlantherex, may even raise an eyebrow that once again his sacred circle is being guarded by.
I shall. Should I swear some kind of oath and promise him it won't happen again? Or
I think you should.
It'll happen because you'll swear that.
Hope he doesn't remember.
Oh, he'll remember. We'll remind him if we.
You were all there too. Was it just me?
Not on my watch.
I will.
I think a couple of the characters had the excuse that they were high as kites.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I was the sober one. I will make some obeisance to Argrath on this and promise him that it shall not happen again. That the rituals will be observed. That nobody will intrude this time.
All right. Well, I want you to go and make a loyalty to Argrath roll. You can augment it with your Humakdi Truth Rune, if you want.
I will do that. Yes. 85 in truth. So let's see what we get. Well, here's a good start. 0-1.
Now add 50 to your loyalty Argrath.
So that takes you up to, I think, 110. So, and that is a 34.
That is a very good. Yes, you swear the oaths, man. You are feeling you're just filled with that Bushido loyalty thing. I mean, right now you could be being played by it's like something out of a 50s samurai film. You know, you're filled with righteous loyalty, and it's not going to happen again.
It is not going to happen again.
Gina, I assume you're just basically enjoying the free food and booze.
Yes, but I always make sure that I sacrifice for the people in the underworld sitting on my goddess table. So I actually eat for them, because that's what you do. And the other thing is, anybody dies of, I don't know, whatever, too many drugs or having too many fights or brawls or whatever, I'm happy to help out.
Excellent.
It's always good to have somebody to know the proper burial rites at hand, because I'm pretty sure there will be some people dying.
Well, for those who are initiates of Orlanth, part of the deal in the high holy ceremonies is that your souls and your bodies are in the hands of Orlanth. Anything happens, Orlanth will deal with it. You know, your spirits can soar high into the air, and if they fall, no big deal. You know?
Yeah. So I mean, maybe you should actually tell me before you go too deep into the rituals how your burial rite should look like. Only in case.
Well, they would be here for any of the Orlanthi. It would be done in the Orlanth fashion, which is...
Yeah, but maybe they want to have some certain blue flowers instead of the white ones or whatever.
You can always call us back and ask us.
True.
If that should happen.
If I have some rune points left, I can ask you and I can command you around. Yeah!
Oh, well, okay, maybe not. So I'm just realizing that having been distracted by this other cult that I'm initiate in, I do really hope I, get all the stuff straight I have to do at this high holy day.
You know, it would be a good idea then to roll a worship ceremony.
Yep.
Worship Orlanth, not worship Sundragon.
We got a huge bonus though.
Worship the proper one. Oh yeah, 80. Totally didn't work.
Well, you get a big bonus because it's the high holy days. You got lots of folk around you reminding you what to do. Okay. So how much did you miss it by?
About 30 points.
I think you may have still made it. Does anybody have the rules handy? I think High Holy Day, you get a +50 modifier.
It's at least, well, it's +30 plus anything you throw in terms of money or meditate and all that other stuff.
Are you throwing any money, any big sacrifice into this, or did you get caught off guard in your draconic meditations?
I totally. So whoa, it started, and I stumbled through the ceremony, and everyone wondering, Colbras, you always was on point with, when you had to say the words and sing the songs and dance the dance, and now he's sort of slightly out of it.
You forget to do the Orlanth, the Destroyer dance, where all the initiates get together and they do this fancy war dance, with singing and singing and orchestrated sword fighting and lots of dancing, and you suck in it.
Even more than usual.
Let's see how Nisk does in carrying out his
I think part of the issue is Nisk's not with Colbras. Usually Nisk is the one that reminds him.
Wait a minute. You always used to be very good in these things without needing help from Nisk.
Well, you probably are, but he's there to support you if there's an issue.
Yeah, that's...
Okay. We're support last? Okay.
Remember, Dad 30, are you making big sacrifices or dancing or meditating?
Not huge one, but dancing and everything. I rolled a 0-4, so that's a critical. It's an excited first time being a Rune Lord and on a High Holy Day, and he's like got up at a certain area, and he's not used to being there, so he's all in, I guess, and he has his allied spirit now helping him out, so that must be why.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I mean, you're just totally caught up in all of this. You're unaware. You do the Orlanth's dance of destruction. You're totally unaware of poor Colbrast, pretty much almost getting to the point where he's going to wander over to the buffet table with Gina.
Yeah, but only just.
So, in Kala, I'll also let you make a worship ceremony. What that means, you automatically, you've got all your rune points back. You would have gotten them all back with that, and you get a power gain check.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, okay. I will try to augment my worship rune by my devotion to Stormbolt first. Can I augment with that?
Sure. Your job in all of this is you're carrying out the roles of the Storm Bull in the ceremony, fighting with the other Praxians who are trying to do the same thing. You're trying to push aside the cons and storm cons and others.
Regular success for the devotion. Now check my box. That is a +20.
20.
Yeah. I think I want to put in some kind of animal of some sort. How much was a pig?
A pig? You're going to sacrifice a pig? Pigs aren't very much. Let me just see something.
Okay, maybe something bigger, like a small Joyson cow.
20.
Cow? How much is a cow?
A cow is 20
lunars.
20 lunars, and is okay.
I think it's a +20 too, as well.
Yeah, then that's a good thing. I'll have them +40 to my 57%. So that's going to be a pretty good one. Yeah. I have taken away the 20 lunars for the cow. And we'll try this. Okay. $37. So that's a
success.
Decent success, yes.
So it's I don't believe it's a special though.
No, it's not.
But it's a good solid success, and what you as well will get a POW gain check. So, which I know is an important thing for you.
Mm-hmm.
So, this continues on. They do the dancing and whatnot, but in the later afternoon, Argrath and a number of his associates and followers, including you all, he's performed these parts of the rites. Some of the other priests will be left behind to close the rites and to end them, but he is heading into the big rubble with a party of followers and priests and people with animals. He's got his trickster companion, etc., all with him. And of course, everybody is all garbed up in their holy day ceremonial garb. So you can imagine this big group of folk marching, into the big rubble, and clearly laden with lots of magic and spirits and even some sacrificial animals in tow. And I'm just gonna, if it's all okay with you all, if Neil would enable share screen.
Yeah, I feel like I haven't done it already.
You're awesome. You see everybody see the nice big map?
Yep.
Leads you all through the People's Gate in Anupavis, through the ruins of Manside, and over to the Zolafell River, where there is one of those river raft boats that has been prepared for this, all decked up and looking fancy. And in the late afternoon, Argrath informs his companions that he and his trickster will enter the Puzzle Canal. And within there, and they will enter alone. And Argrath seeks to gain some secrets from what is within the Puzzle Canal, and asks his friends and companions to set a watch for him and to keep the chants and keep the prayers going.
Okay.
And with that, they get themselves ready to get into the little river boat. And this is not a very big boat. This is the sort of, these are one of these reed rafts that the ducks or the newtlings typically pull. But it's been all garbed up and made all fancy and whatnot. And before dusk, they head into the Puzzle Canal. And you can see right here, can you guys see the little, this is where the entranceway is into it. And the Puzzle Canal, is carved, let me stop sharing here. But it's basically, it is carved into the, its entryway is carved into the cliffs that wall the Zolafell. So if you can kind of imagine the Zolafell, it's got these cliffs or steep slopes that go down, and then you've got the floodplain area. And carved into the side, one of the sides of this is this canal with high walls that have been worked with stone and whatnot. And Argrath and Alusu, as the sun sets, they push the little raft into the Puzzle Canal and enter it.
But the Puzzle Canal is famous for its chaotic features, isn't it?
Well, I'm willing to let anybody make a Pavis roll or an appropriate lore skill, or we can just go off what Gina just said. Gina,
Sense chaos?
What was that?
Sense chaos?
You can go and sense chaos.
I like the fumble.
I'll do a Pavis lore too, but my skill's not good. And no, I don't know anything about the Puzzle Canal. It's a weird, scary place. So
it's a weird, scary place. And Kala, what did you roll?
I rolled 45s on my percentage, but usually you're the one rolling my sense.
I should be rolling it.
Yeah, because I don't know if I'm noticing anything. So I'm going to let you roll, and I have 45.
You have 45? You don't detect anything.
No.
Did anybody make us a pertinent lore roll?
I've got nothing that would let me know anything like that.
Just thinking what could be helpful on my character sheet.
While you guys are thinking about this, I'll at least give you a description here. The canal is open to the sun. I mean, you can see it. It's carved straight down like a canal. It's about 10 meters wide. The walls of the canal are about 2 meters above the water. So, and the walls they're lined in stone. So the edges of the canal are bounded by walls formed by shaped blocks of stone that rise about 2 meters above the little boat. So given that it is night, it pretty quickly, the boat disappears into the darkness. Gina, Nisk, do either of you guys have pertinent lore skills?
I may, but I rolled poorly, so I don't know.
Take Tychor Tech. That's my code.
No, Tychor Tech's not. The cult of the rites and rituals of Tychor Tech aren't going to tell you diddly squat about the Puzzle Canal.
Anything about that the spirits tell me something?
Has Colbrass possibly discussed it with our wormish friend?
No.
I don't think so. We had other things to discuss.
Oh, you were introducing him to capitalism, of course.
Exactly. Hasn't quite worked yet, but we'll get there.
He's been in a study session, if I recall.
Old Wormish. Many study sessions. And in cult lore of the Empire of the Worms friends, but I'm pretty sure they wouldn't know much about that canal either.
Go against your EWF lore, actually, Colbrast.
Okay, I'll be... Nope.
Okay, you haven't gotten to that.
No, wait just a second. It's plus 10, isn't it, from the knowledge? I always forget that. I actually just managed 19 out of 20.
Well, funny you should mention that. The Puzzle Canal is a construct of the Empire of the Worms friends.
Oh, that was close.
That would have been very embarrassing for you not to have remembered that. But yes, the Puzzle Canal was created by Labragon, a demigod priest from the Empire of the Worms friends. And he created the Puzzle Canal during the glory days of the Empire of the Worms friends. To build it took the time of thousands of Pavis citizens for several seasons, and seemed to serve no purpose. It's basically this big water version of a oh gosh, what is the sort of puzzle mazes that you get
like
in
a corn maze?
Yeah, like a corn maze or a garden maze, but it's much bigger, and made out of stone and carved with water being the path. And it is, let me just see here if there's anything else that you get out of this. It is thought to be some people, even Wind Whistler, had no idea what Labragon's purpose of it is. What what is the purpose of this? But Labrador was he was part of the Third Council, which meant, he was one of the ruling mystics and demigod priests that ruled the EWF. So whatever he did, even if it didn't have any obvious purpose, it clearly has an important purpose. It is more than a garden maze.
Mm. But there's no indication that it's full of chaos, except if that is what he tried to trap in there somehow.
Yes. There's certainly what you know of it has no particular association with chaos. I mean, there might be chaotic creatures that live in it now.
Mm.
You only know you learned of it based from Wind Whistler's attempts to educate you in the glories of the Empire of the Worm's Friends.
Yeah, he didn't tell me about any secrets that may be in there, perchance.
I'm going to let you roll one more time based on your connection to Wind Whistler.
Okay.
Consider this almost a luck roll.
Can I augment this in any way?
If you can.
How about the man rune seems to always work with the Empire of the Worm's friends.
Okay, your study of great civilization, your appreciation
Yep.
for great civilization.
Oh, I rolled a 4.
I believe that's critical, isn't it?
Yeah, but that was my augment roll.
Yeah, but that still
It
adds
gives you a big
50.
Oh, that's good. Okay, so now I'm at 70. And I roll a 43.
Aren't you glad you succeeded? Although it would have been better to have rolled that 0-4 the first time.
Yep, that's how it works.
Yes. The one thing Wind Whistler does know is that Labrador placed several artifacts of great power and importance that the God Learners took from the giants' cradles that went down the River of Cradles, and also that within there are many remarkable things. There is a grotto of liquid fire.
Mm-hmm.
There is a magic painting. There is a some sort of old and mysterious document that was placed deep into the canal by Lord Labrador and guarded very carefully. And although he has not spoken to this denizen, there is a sea dragon within the maze. There's another draconic entity deep within the maze, or at least there was 1,000 years ago.
So interesting, Argath. I mean, Garen and I went with what if Garen did? No, he didn't. I went with Argath, and I think you were there as well. I went with Argath down on the cradle a long time ago, right?
Yep.
So,
and this ties into that.
So maybe Argath's looking because he's, obviously he protected the giants before, and maybe there was something about that, trying to get that those artifacts.
Yeah, Argath didn't tell you what he was trying to do on this or whatnot, but that's perfectly normal.
Is there anything in there that would warrant taking along a trickster, especially, or is that just Argath saying, "Oh, I want some fun on the way"?
That's his.
Claudia, what were you going to say?
Is whatever. No, all good. Illuso is always seen in the area of Iris, isn't he?
She.
It.
Usually she.
It.
Neil, would Nisk have any ideas why a Orlanth hero quester might bring a trickster along?
Because a trickster can always get you out of things that people can't normally do. I'll take an example of it. Ermal was the one who got Argrath and rescued everyone after the group was broken up and during the Lightbreaker's quest. So that's something you typically need to have. And
I think it's hero questing.
This is one of Caller's failings, by the way, because Caller didn't bring a real trickster with her in many ways when she went in the underworld, and she got lost, and her trickster couldn't help her. However, I could. Just so you know.
She got what she deserved. There, I said it.
very, very proud that you're, sort of keep so civil about this. But what you're saying is he's probably hero questing in there.
I don't think it's a probably at all. There's no reason to do all this work and all this amping and all this great stuff and leverage. Don't forget, we're all worshiping him as well. Yeah, he gets all this great power, and in he goes.
Okay.
So with that, he and Alusu enter the puzzle canal, leaving the bulk of the captives, not captives, the bulk of his followers there to continue performing rites and chants and dances in the dark.
Is that a concern, Clobraster?
No. Just pity. Would be fun, being there as well.
Where are the Humakti in relation to everything that's going on? Where are the Humakti? Because I'm thinking, given we know that there are dangerous things out here, including last time we were out, a vampire, this would be a very good opportunity for a vampire to sneak in and sneak off with people. So I want to be fairly alert. So
excellent attitude here, because that is the function of the Humakti. Your function is to protect these people, some of whom are dancing, some of whom are smoking hazia to let their spirits wander, some of whom are singing. But what very few of them are doing is being alert warriors in case of vampire. I mean, think about the things that you guys have encountered here in the Rebel. You've encountered a vampire. You've encountered zombies. You've been warned about brew.
And a giant.
And a giant, that's right. Did you guys run away from it? You saw the giant or just heard about it?
No, we haven't seen the giant. We just been warned about it by the villains. We had bandits, there's lots of trolls.
Yeah.
So chaos. How alert are you being, Garen?
I am extremely alert, and I'm going to be doing my utmost to ensure that all the other Humakti are equally alert, and kind of forming sort of between the river and the water, if possible, form like a protective cordon.
Okay.
Humakti every kind of, 15 feet or something, if possible.
I suspect there's enough Humakti here to actually do this. This is a lot of, there's definitely more than 20 Humakti initiates here.
And I'll be, in a kind of Sergeant Major-ish way, moving between them and talking to them and encouraging them to stay alert and, reminding them that this is our duty. We stand between, we are the line. And none shall cross without us being aware.
None shall cross.
None shall cross.
Excellent. On the flip side here, is Nkala, are you doing your Storm Bull thing, being alert to chaos or whatnot, or are you totally blissed out on Hazia and trying to see what the spirits say?
Are
you trying to do both?
Are you trying to say that my spirit isn't aware? I'm smoking to dance with the spirits in there as best way to gather information. I trust the warrior stuff to people like Garen and, those Humakti people.
Okay.
I'll fight the spirit, chaos spirits. Yeah.
Because you're sure they're going to show up. You're sure of it. You know it.
Of course.
there are clearly powerful spirits within the puzzle canal. Powerful spirits, and we're going to get back to that in a second because this may be more involved with what you do, and I want to get a feel for how it might interact with anything else. How about you, Colbrast?
The moment this sort of, slightly surprising enterprise that Argrath starts, I'll be very alert, because those usually end in, all sorts of unsavory things. So I'll keep an open eye as well, as far as it's possible, while performing all the rites and things. So I'll probably even slightly worse at performing the rites than I was before.
So you're really much more focused on keeping a watch than on the prayers and whatnot.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to skip over Gina very briefly and go to Nisk, because Nisk is also part of the Inner Mysteries. How about you?
Nisk is on the support of Argrath. I mean, it's great to have all these guards and everything like that, but Argrath needs the chanting, needs the prayers. If those stop, then the power is not there.
All right, how are you going to be able to be doing this for all these hours? Are you going to sing it, or are you going to dance it? Or are you going to meditate it?
He's not going to meditate it. He is a noted singer, and he will sing.
I want to sing roll.
Okay, can I augment with something?
You can always augment with something. The question is whether you have something.
I'm sure I may. He could augment with his devotion Orlanth or his loyalty Argrath.
You could.
They're both about the same, so it's not really a big, I think. Let's do it for, this is the, he's tied himself personally. He'll go for personal loyalty.
Okay.
Which is a 20, so that's a success. And then he will, that's like a special success.
Do you have an above 100% loyalty?
I have exactly 100%.
Then you have
Wait,
exactly.
maybe not. Oh, no, that's my, no, wait. Loyalty Argrath may not be that high. Yeah, no, it is almost that. It is not. So it's a regular
how close to almost?
Almost.
Like 99?
Yeah.
I believe, I just need to check very quickly the percentile table.
Well, no, it's going to be a special. It's 1/5, so I'll round down, right?
That's what I said. It's one. Yeah, I think it is one. You have a special.
Round up? Oh.
Yeah, I
Remember,
think
everything
it's
always
rounding up with
you
the
always
numerals.
round to the player's favor, because
Then-
we are not jerks in this game system.
Okay, well
Enough
then
ways
let me
to
just roll
die.
and see if it makes a difference. It probably doesn't. On sing, I rolled a 71. It makes no difference either way, so you don't worry about it, Jeff.
Okay. Just for what it's worth, that is actually the range for a special one of 20 is 98 to 102.
Okay.
All right, but you still succeed.
Okay.
So you sing a long time. Finally, Gina of the buffet table.
Yes, I mean, the singing is nice, but I sing better. However,
Are you going to provide support here, or are you
he's
going
good.
to be? Are you going to be the goth girl in the back, just kind of being
I'm
cool,
actually
smoking
thinking
your
maybe I eat some of the Ankala space cookies or something like that. And I was thinking about putting second sight on and enjoying the show.
Okay.
Maybe I see something cool.
So let me tell you how Hazio works in game rules.
Yeah, actually, it's more about the second sight, not about the Hazia.
Well, because what Hazio allows you to do is discorporate. Do you know what the discorporation ability is?
Yeah.
It allows you to be like a shaman and send your soul out of your body.
Yeah, no, then I do. I eat actually I eat the other snacks, and I want to do the second side and see if I see something.
Okay.
I'm not a shaman. I just this wacky. I don't know. I'm a real.
You just see the dead people.
Try again. You're
Yes.
a real. Try that again. You're a real
You're
what?
a real.
A real nearly priestess.
Okay. Real nearly priestess. That's
Nearly
a close
there.
call. Yeah.
If I
Nearly
recall,
there.
you actually are really quite close, aren't
It's
you?
only my power which is not high enough yet.
Yes.
But I got a power check. We wanted actually to play that out today. Remember?
You get it last season?
Yeah. Nah, last time when we did our wrap up
Okay.
last week.
Then yes.
But I thought maybe with here's so much going on. Maybe with Second Sight I see something cool.
There are lots of spirits here, and because we have you doing your second sight and Kala sending her spirit all around here to see what's going on, I need a quick moment and I need a refill of my boule.
I will pause it.
And welcome back. My glass is refilled. I even have a nice leaf inside it. And we return to everybody as they continue with the rituals. In Kala, there are, and Gina, there are a lot of spirits that have been attracted to this. There are quite a few spirits. And if I recall, you and Gina with your second sight abilities can basically say, is a spirit less than 5 points of power stronger than yours, within 5 points of your power, or is it greater than 5 points of your power?
Question for that, because I don't remember. Does my fetch count into that? No. Okay.
It does as independently. You can have it assessed against your fetch.
Yeah.
There are a lot of spirits that are more than 5 points higher than your power or the fetch's power.
Doesn't take much.
There's quite a lot, and same thing. You can see, Gina, these are not ancestor spirits or spirits of the dead. These are spirits that have been attracted to what's going on here.
So it's not the spirits which are attracted by the maze, by the puzzle canal, but because of the singing and the ritual, correct?
Yes. This is any time that you have, and I believe you all have rightfully guessed that Argrath is undertaking a hero quest. Any time a hero quest is performed, it's like the bat signal for every powerful spirit in the area. It just takes things from the other world and sucks them into it. And there are lots of spiritual entities here, including, further in towards the puzzle canal. You can sense spirits that are going to be more than 5 points your power plus your fetch's power. So there's a lot going on in the spirit world. And one of those spirits that you're able to see, at least for a while, is Argrath's spirit, which you remember he and his allied spirit are both very powerful spirits. But unless you are going to wander your spirit form into the puzzle canal with all the spirits that are being summoned here, at some point that's going to get out of range.
Yeah, I'm not going to go in at this point because we're not invited in, and I am loyal to Argrath, so I don't want to ruin whatever he's doing with this. But I will keep my dance going, the ritual going, and I'll see if I can even get some spirits into it to join in and empower the ritual further.
Okay, I want you to spirit speak.
Spirit speak. Let's see. Yeah, okay. Can I augment that, or is this the same?
What would you want to augment with it?
Loyalty to shaman, it says.
Loyalty to shaman?
Yeah,
no, that's the loyalty to the person who initiated you as a shaman.
Okay.
I can't remember the name of her. Do you remember it was a sable rider who initiated you into shamanhood?
Yeah, but I don't remember the name either. It's probably.
I don't remember her
not
name,
that
but
loyal, are you?
No, apparently not. Well, it is.
Yeah, knock off some points.
It's also not appropriate here because she's not even present.
It's the wrong thing. Loyalty to White Bull. That would
be appropriate because that's the white ball.
Yes. Yep. I make it
Okay.
regular success at 47. So then
67% chance of being able to speak with these spirits.
66. I have 46. It needs to get higher. 78. Nope.
Nope, you're not even. These spirits are content to be watchers of what's going on. They're not going to help you out or participate in this.
Would it help if I could maybe summon a dead and command the ghost and follow? Would it help?
Do you have a dead person here?
I'm pretty sure there's some laying around somewhere.
Do you want to use the rune points here on that yet?
This is a question. Does it help us?
Do we
I
need
can't
it?
answer
Do you see
that.
a problem?
Hmm?
Do you see a problem? Do you see a problem?
Not right now. I'm a little bit curious. That's all. And I mean, I'm. The problem is I have eaten too much, so I'm getting bored.
You know, it's like midnight, Gina.
Yeah, maybe we should dance a little bit under the stars. Or
Okay.
I can also
Tell
go
me.
to bed. Let's
So
sleep.
okay, so Gina goes to sleep. I'm gonna say it's now about 2 a.m. Gina's asleep. Cobrast is if I recall, you're trying to be very watchful and alert. Yep. Garen, you're still being watchful and alert. Neil, how goes that singing after you're on about 7 hours of singing?
I don't know. I think given he's an orator and singer by trade, I think he's developed that he doesn't get the hoarse throat as much that kills it in terms of this. But I don't think you sing constantly. I think people take turns and a bit of water drinking and stuff like that. But he's still going. I think he's quite this is his first time. Once again, he's taken part in a ritual. He has a very important role, or he feels he does, and he's never had that. And
not even gonna make it with that motivation. I'm not even gonna make you roll for this. You're able to keep going. Garen, you're not gonna have to roll. This is what you guys do. You're geared up for this. And Kala.
Yeah, I couldn't speak to them, but I will dance with them.
Okay.
Spirit dance.
Actually, I would use dance. Spirit dance is what. Because spirit dance allows you to get out of a conflict with spirits.
Dance, but that's not that good. I'll dance.
Okay.
I'm really a clumsy dancer. Gina will be embarrassed on my behalf if I don't.
But she's asleep.
Okay. Then I won't make such a bad mess out of myself. I roll a 14. I have a 27 dance.
Yay! And so Nkala, this is like a rave for Nkala. You know, you've smoked a ton of Hasia, you've been drinking wine and eating food, you've projected your spirit out, and now you're just getting blissed out dancing.
Nice.
Another 2 hours go by. It's now about it's now, very late in the night. Mm-hmm. You guys continue at it. Mm-hmm. Gina's asleep.
Yeah, Nisk's talk of the giant's cradles have got me remembering that. We were actually there as well in 1621, I think it was.
Correct.
And it says here on my sheet that Cobrast perceived a favorable omen at the time. So I'm trying to remember what that was.
You can tell. I'm going to let you tell me
when Argrath joined the Wolf Pirates.
Okay, what was the favorable omen? You received a favorable omen at that time. Do you want to tell me what it is?
Well, I can't remember. It's a bit difficult.
This is a hint for why don't we make something up and you can tell me what it is, because
Yeah,
it'll tie
no,
into this.
But I haven't actually made something up yet.
Well, this might be a good time because this ties into this. There was a favorable omen. If I recall, were you actually on the entire Cradle quest? Or did you encounter
Nisk? Yeah.
Okay. So you went the full way down on this and was there and present when the whole Cradle trek was, that was a lot of fighting. It was amazing that you survived. Surviving the Cradle, the defense of the Cradle was kind of like your character surviving the entire Masks of Nyarlathotep campaign. It's pretty impressive. And you managed to survive all the way through, and then encountered the Wolf Pirates fleet, and you asked to the gods for what this all means, and whatever answer you got was very favorable. I'd like you at this time, and you don't have to do it immediately, but I'd like you to do it today, to tell me what that favorable omen was. And it'll have a game effect. This is your chance to assert a little narrative control in a normally non-narrative game.
I'm usually not that modern in my games, but...
Well, but you just reminded me. You got a favorable omen.
Yeah,
I don't know what it was.
Yeah. No, I forgot, and you don't know, so... Maybe I told Nisk, but he's somewhere else, so I can't ask him, really. That's bad.
You could ask him in one of his breaks, but I don't,
He doesn't know either. No.
No. It was, the thing was, you got a favorable omen, like in the gameplay. So you have to think of, now it's a good time to think about it. Perhaps
now you get to invent what that favorable omen was 5 years ago.
Yep.
And you're happy to I'm happy to let you kibitz with the other players. So people can certainly make suggestions.
It could be an omen of when the dragon flies over, or when this, you could have one, oh, wait a sec, when the dragon rises over the canal, or how,
Yeah, I think, probably quite appropriate would be something to do with the sea dragon, because obviously at the time, maybe Corbrass didn't notice it was an omen because he didn't have anything to do with dragons at that point.
Oh, yeah, that's a good point.
I'm fine with that. Now you tell me what you don't have to be exact about what it is, but give me a hint as to what the details are. It was a good omen. So what was the good omen? You saw a dragon rise from the sea. It saluted you 3 times and sodded off. Did you see a sea dragon eat and devour a shark? Did you? It can be as think like also like from Mallory, or the stories of King Arthur when Merlin sees a wondrous sight of a green dragon and a green dragon and a red dragon fighting underneath the castle. At this point, you can make up whatever you want it to be, and it can tie with the presence of a sea dragon. And you realize that the presence of that sea dragon is somehow, and that somehow you're going to have to tell me what it is, but is somehow a good blessing for you.
Well, I would say in that case, it's probably... fishing at the river, because not much to do at the time, because Pavis was still lunar. He probably caught a strange fish had, you know, strange gills and a big mouth, and one he didn't, you know, hadn't seen before, even as a wolf pirate. And inside was
Could be a golden ring, could be
and maybe an ancient coin.
An ancient coin, a coin from the time of the Empire of the Worm's Friends, or a coin of the Godlearner's Empire. Pick one.
The other one from the Worm Friends.
A golden coin of the Empire of the Worm's Friends was found within this strange sturgeon. And of course, sturgeons kind of look like dragons, don't they?
Yeah, absolutely. And this was a strange sturgeon, so it looked even more like a dragon. So yeah, that suddenly sort of probably had been, you know, taking some pups from genus Hasia or something. And
so not only did you get a gold coin out of the sturgeon, and it tasted good afterwards, but now you realize that this somehow ties in with the sea dragon, the story of the sea dragon, and the tales of the Empire of the Worm's Friends. And the fact that the coin was made out of gold clearly ties in with the sun dragon. It's all beneficial, man. It's all beneficial.
Yeah,
it all fits. Gosh, I wish I had thought of that.
Well, it was hard work.
All right. With that, another 2 hours go by, and you can see the sunrise. At this point, some of the initiates are beginning to get a bit worried. You know, Argrath has now been gone about 12 hours.
He can look after himself.
Probably can. Any response for the rest of you all?
On the other side, he has shown himself to be a lousy tactician. So.
What time of the day is it?
Morning.
6 a.m.
Does anybody wake me up?
No.
Good. Somebody has to be fresh.
What I'm going to do is I'm going to start moving time by until somebody says, at some point, I'd like people to make a con ×5 roll, but we're not there yet. You've only been up now for, 24 hours. Of course, you can continue functioning.
We're preparing a little bit beforehand to rest a bit before it, but not that much. Nisk's going to ask a couple of the priests that are there on this. Do you think we should use a divination or something to see if we should go check them out?
The priests, the priests ask, one of the priests says, well, you know, Argrath didn't say when he planned to be back. If we ask the god, does that suggest that we have fears?
Does it? Does it suggest we have fears, or does it suggest that we can get information? It's not. We're not asking to help. We're asking so that we can help, not that he needs it.
I mean, you're a Windlord. They're not gonna. The other priests aren't going to stop you on this if you want to ask. Or are you trying to convince one of them to do it?
I want them to do it first. They know him better.
You would like to keep the rune points, I suspect.
That would be true.
Okay, what I'm going to need you to make is an orate.
Okay. All right. All right, it's a 24. So just a sec. I'll see if it's a special or not. It is a special.
Okay, then I will even allow you, instead of it being the lame question that I was going to ask, I will allow you all to come up with a question.
That's probably not a benefit unless everybody else helps.
Oh, it could be worse. It could be my lame question was, hey, is Argrath okay?
Well, it's kind of like that level, but it's like
So I want you guys to come up with your divination, except for Gina, who's still sleeping. You've got nice.
Right.
I mean, it's nice. They did bring some blankets and all of that, so you can actually sleep nicely.
I like it.
So what do you think, Cobras? What should we be asking?
I think we could ask, is there any reason for us to go into this maze and find Argrath?
I like it. Garen?
It's not what we've been asked.
No, you're right. But nobody can make you do
Asked
anything. You can only choose to. It's great for you to, if he gets nobbled by some lunars, remember what happened to Kalia, right? That they surprised him, did something. They don't play by these rules. And if just because you decided, hey, I want to keep the line,
But what?
because of that, your issue is not the line. Your issue is to protect Argrath.
It's not saying that our intrusion won't trigger something more strange and deadly. That
But that's not what Colbrus is asking.
By interpolating ourselves into the hero quest, we might not jeopardize its success.
But this is what do you think? I mean, I think we should ask it. I really liked Colbrus' question.
I like the wording of it. And also,
Also, it doesn't mean we have to do anything about it. It just means you might have some more information about what's going on.
I just wonder if we could ask about what.
So here's a question: had you missed the bodyguards last time, would you have just waited and seen if they killed Argrath? I mean, is your duty to protect him for the ritual, or is your duty to follow his order? Which is more important?
I am merely offering. You asked my opinion, and I offered it. I offered counsel. I have not. It's not my place to rule one way or another on what the question is. I merely offered an opinion.
Okay. My opinion on Argrath is that he's a pretty pragmatic guy. At least that's how I view him. If we do something that's in his favor, he allows us to take the limelight and such. So he's not that kind of prideful person in my view. At least that's how I interpret him, even though I know he's a big jackass at sometimes. So I think the question is perfectly, articulated something. And it would give us an idea if we should be going in. I know he likes his followers intelligent because he likes us, So, yeah, ask the question and I'd be willing to go after whatever in there. That's my...
Yeah, at this point, I think I'll wake up Gina and see what she has to say.
Huh?
So we think Argrath's way too late. No, we think Argrath's gone too long. We need your opinion on something.
Okay.
We want to ask the gods. And Colbrus, could you repeat your question? So it was.
Yeah. If there is any reason why we should go into the maze and find Argrath.
Hey, I want you to clarify that. You guys know enough about the gods there that is there any reason why we should is a terribly vaguely, because I could say yes for a zillion thing. It is because it's got to be limited to what Orlanth knows.
Yeah. Oh, could it be is there any reason why we should go into the maze to support?
Just to adventure because you worship Orlanth adventurous.
To support and protect.
Jeff,
protect Orlanth Rex, our Orlanth king.
I was so proud of having found a question that would mean we would go in regardless of
Yes,
what the
that's
answer is.
kind of yes.
Is there
any?
I noticed.
I'm just giving a little bit of advice in crafting a
I
divination.
know what I'm doing.
Well, we'll try to craft it a little more carefully. To say, is there an obstacle that Argrath is facing in his hero quest into the Puzzle Canal that warrants us going in to try and find him and help him? That's kind of like or something like that.
And who are we going to ask?
Orlanth.
And see, here's the last bit.
I mean, why do you need me for that? Because I could ask my goddess if he's already on her table, you know?
Well, you can ask that too if you want, but we don't think he's on her table yet, or sitting by her table. Let's not say on her table.
Can I make a subsequent one other limitation that the gods have is the god can tell you what the god knows. The god cannot give you counsel in that sense. So should is a bad question to ask a god. Is there, so for instance, if you wanted to say,
so if you ask
Argrath is Argrath overcome by an obstacle? That Orlanth could answer. Should I do something is much harder for an eternal.
Or is there an ill wind billowing around Argrath's hero quest? That's something.
That Orlanth could definitely answer.
Yeah.
Could we also ask something like, did the hero quest go wrong? Very simple, straightforward.
Assuming that Orlanth knows precisely what how the hero quest was supposed to do. You could certainly ask, is Argrath dead? Is Argrath imprisoned? Is Argrath lost? Those are all things that the god could easily answer. And I'm sorry, I'm being really specific on it, but
no, that's fine.
I want it to be a meaningful. What?
It's fine. I mean, we're trying to get it. Is Orlanth, is Argrath impeded by an ill wind? Because that's a metaphorical story, but that is how Orlanth would probably see it. That is preventing him from progressing in his hero quest or something. Is that the sort of thing that would be possible? That's a yay or nay.
That is something I could answer, and I can even give you up to 7 words, more or less. You know, the Delphi Oracle was always sucky about giving 1-word answers. It was always stuff like, if you march on Persia, a great army will fall.
Which is like 50-50, but so anyway.
It will not be a tie.
How will we defend Athens with walls of wood?
Look to your wooden walls.
Yep. That sort of stuff. Gods dig that. So give me your question.
I could try and write what should we say?
Would entering the maze assist Argrath?
Well, the answer could be, I mean,
it's also a little bit.
Well, that'll probably be a no anyway. But
if we enter the maze, would it help Argrath?
What if we just go with the classic? If we look to the sages Strummer and Jones and say, should we stay or should we go?
Again, that's not something that is a statement of what the god knows is going on right now. Gods can't see future. So you're asking the god about a future thing.
And why not something like very simple, is Argrath in trouble?
That the god could say.
Okay,
What
we'll go with
troubles
that.
befall? We could go with what troubles befall Argrath right now, because he could then that would give exactly what Gina said, but it could be a
7-word instead of a yes or no.
yeah. That's the only reason, the only difference, right?
Okay, let's hear it. What's your?
Does everybody agree? Is that what troubles befall Argrath?
That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm happy with that.
Okay.
Okay, let's hear the question.
What
Oh,
troubles
great Orlanth.
befall? What troubles? Oh, great Orlanth. What troubles do befall Argrath, your great hero quester?
Oh, I can only think of a 5-word answer. He has forgotten his duties.
He has not.
He has
worshipped-
forgotten his duties and is lost.
Okay, that's very clear for me. He forgot to
So-
sacrifice properly.
Mhm.
I immediately sacrificed to his ancestors. That's a solution.
You know who his ancestors are?
Yeah, somehow. I mean,
Sarder.
he's a prince. Yeah, Sarder. He's
Oh,
a prince
okay.
of Sarder, so I sacrificed to Sarder. And I do a big thing about it with juju and some colored smoke and whatever, and a lot of food, singing, dancing.
Well,
This
we've got to go
answer
in.
troubles the priests, of course.
Yeah, of course.
Nadia,
Yeah,
you
but
make your
it's
worship
cool.
ceremony.
Not that I'm
Yeah.
surprised, but
So shall I roll on something? I really do a lot
Roll
of
on your
singing.
worship.
Yep. I do. Shall I augment it with something?
You tell me.
With my singing and dancing? Singing, yeah, or augment successful. And then worship. Yeah, how much do I get for my augment?
Plus 20.
Yeah, not a problem.
All right. So she's worshiping Sartar, and there's others that are offering into this. The Orlanth priests are troubled by this. For obvious reasons, that Argrath is lost and has forgotten his duties.
Do they know what the hero quest was he was trying to do?
Not surprisingly and not unusually, Argrath has not told everybody what he plans to do.
Yeah, but has he told anybody what he
They
plans to do?
suspect that Alusu knows.
Well,
his trickster.
That doesn't help us
Maybe.
at all.
But unfortunately, this is a normal thing for the White Bull. He follows his own counsel on these things.
We should follow our own counsel, whatever that is.
I'm sure I solved the problem.
So we'll obviously need a boat.
Yeah,
there
we
are
need to go.
boats. Yes.
Why?
Because we're going to go into the canal.
Why?
Because
I just solved the problem.
Argrath.
Yeah, I think you've helped,
yeah.
but I wouldn't say that he's just going to pop out being right now because of that.
It might help him to
How
move
about
forward, but we need to help him through whatever obstacle he's.
we could also
Yeah.
wait until he dies and then we bring him back.
That didn't work with Kalir, so I'm not sure we want to try that with Argrath. I'm not willing to risk that. I would kind of be a break the oath of those who swear to protect him and keep him alive and going. So no.
I think we have to.
But we could control him that way.
How? He's a lot more powerful than Kalir was.
Yeah.
Could give it a try.
Anyway, that's
She wasn't very happy when she did it.
Adventurous.
No, she wasn't. I know.
Gina the Adventurous. She should have a new name.
So what is your plan?
Get a boat, see who's willing to go with us, and go into the canal.
Yep. That is the only strategy.
No.
Does anyone have a map of the canal before we go in? Of any kind?
Not here. I
No.
mean, I guess in theory you could go to the knowledge temple and try to have them research stuff.
That would take ages.
Okay, so we need maybe to see if we can try to talk the spirits along the way to ask which direction this boat went.
And we should mark our way somehow and always go to the right. Or was it to the left?
No, it's the right. You're right.
Yeah. This maze is open on top, right?
Correct.
It's not in a cave or anything.
No.
And it's not far to Griffin Gate.
Who of you can fly?
I can't, but maybe we could go to Griffin Gate and ask Wind Whistler if he would, have a flyover and see if he sees him anywhere.
Well, I don't think the maze works that way. I don't think you can fly over it and see everything. I think otherwise it would have been all solved a long time ago. A lot of wind guys can fly. Argrath took a boat because he needed to take a boat, not because he can fly.
Especially as this maze was built by dragons, you'd think, or by people associated with the Worms Friends, the EWF. So you've got to assume flying over is not going to reveal everything to you.
Now there's some crazy magic going on here.
I think we just go in. I mean, there's a
yeah. I mean, that was the original plan.
Yeah, I mean, I was just hoping, honestly, out of character, I was hoping we weren't going to get drawn into a crazy hero quest. I was just hoping Argrath was going to come out, we'd all applaud.
Yeah.
But I was hoping this was going to be a really nice, easy introduction. As it is, no, we're going into the maze.
You're going in following on a hero quest that you don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
The best ones.
I have a stupid question. I have actually a moon rune on 21.
Mm-hmm.
Does this gives me maybe some feeling for the maze?
Well, I'll let you roll against it to get a kind of a gut feeling. I'll let anybody who has the moon rune get only people with the moon rune though.
Yeah.
I mean, it's only 21, but at least. No. Sorry, it doesn't. I rolled the wrong dices. Sorry.
I rolled a 14.
You succeeded.
I succeeded, yeah.
Colbrast.
I succeeded too.
Nice.
Nisk has the moon rune as well. Really?
Well, it used to be a second most powerful now with its darkness, but yeah, his moon rune's in the 40s.
Nisk and Colbrast, you think this entire puzzle, you have a kind of a gut feeling this entire puzzle is a riddle of some sort. That the puzzle canal, the canal itself, and this is probably the reason Niski so strongly thought flying over it wouldn't work. It's something that you have to work through, and not take a shortcut through it, because then you'll miss the point of the riddle.
Could it help us if we somehow anchor us to the outside when we go through? Symbolically, somehow? To get us a way back? So we are not getting lost? I don't know how it could look like, but something which anchors us to the exit.
If our multi-theist initiate guy actually went far enough in histories, he could have a find the path. Colbrast, but I don't think he has.
I don't believe you ever initiated into.
Oh, you did.
Are you an initiate? No, you're just a lay member.
There are not that many days in the week, you know.
All good.
And by the way, people that are watching, sometimes we get this question on forums and whatnot. Why can't my character just initiate to every cult around? And I think Philip has already pointed out problem number one. There just isn't enough days in the week.
Yep.
All right, so what's your plan?
Yeah, I mean, I really think we should do something that we find our way back somehow.
We'll
Let me
find our way
see.
back.
Going into a labyrinth, characters are concerned about finding. This seems to have finding their way back. This does seem to have a lot of classical mythological parallels here.
Is there a big ball of twine?
Somebody make a luck roll.
What's luck?
Power times
Charisma?
5.
Power times 5? Success.
Oh, a success. Yeah, 17 against 50.
Anyone else?
Oh, sorry, luck roll?
Power times 5.
Yes, I made power times 2.
No, Incala, you failed. You know, between the 4 of you that succeeded,
I didn't succeed.
between the 3 of you that succeeded, you know, your cloaks and warm clothes and blankets and such, they're made out of rough spun cotton, which is basically big lines of threaded wool that you could tie together. And you know, there might be enough there to make quite a long, if you unraveled all the cloaks and some of your clothes and whatnot, there actually probably is a lot of thread. You could make a really long thread. You just got to be really kind of careful about it.
That sounds like it won't work at all.
No.
Well, we can also, I mean, there must be
That, by the way, is the Theseus. That's basically, if I recall, Theseus just took it off a.
That's the Ariadne.
Yeah, Ariadne. It was just weaving, a weaving thread.
Yeah, I mean, you can also make marks on the side somehow with something.
I was going to say there must be some chalk or something lying around we can use to as Gina said.
Certainly possible to do. You also succeeded with enough luck rolls that I would allow you to easily be able to get chalk or something.
I'm pretty sure I have extra box of makeup with me for making my eyes dark and so on. So I'm pretty sure I can use some of that.
So yes, that's not going to be any problem for you to be able to do. So the issue is, I'm going to give you, there is handy here a 6-man boat.
Oh, excellent.
Perfect.
Right? If you want to get more, though, it means going back into the city. But there is a 6-man boat that was also used to carry supplies and such over for the ritual and ceremony. There are 5 of you all, which would mean that you can either recruit the solitary duck worshiper who is participating in this, because he's got a good good boating skill, but probably nothing else of great use. Or you could bring one of your followers.
What about my A-Lynx?
Your A-Lynx is small enough, even though it's a big animal, it's small enough to not count as an extra person.
Don't we need extra space for Argos and Deluso?
They have a boat. We can help.
He came in his own boat, so
anyway, he can fly in his set. So
I need for the markings on the side. I need Orgor.
We're not gonna have Orgor go because he can't fight. You want someone who can protect you. Well, we can't fight with being.
Make sure you can keep your makeup and hair good in a maze.
What you want him.
The humidity is a problem. It makes the hair all frizzy.
You need somebody to you need somebody to make the proper markings on the side with my makeup.
Yeah,
Colbrast. How good are you at boating?
58.
That's actually
we have a great boatsman, unless you have to, that's not a problem. So we don't need a boatsman, which means we could try and take one of our followers, or we could try and take see if there's someone here that could come with us that we think.
I mean, the other priests, if you're going to go in, the other priests think that it's necessary, that it's really necessary that they continue performing the ceremony.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To keep the magic going.
Mm-hmm.
Because they're worried what would happen if they stop performing if Argrath is indeed lost in his hero quest, what happens if they stop providing him with magical support?
It's going to fail because we're not going to be supporting him that way anymore.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, so I hate to say it, I don't think Gorgrel is the best pick, just like I don't think Wahatal is the best pick.
You don't think the Impala rider is the best person to be bringing on a boat?
Probably not the Praxian we have as well, which gets us down to, if we talk about our direct followers, we have a Masticos worshiper who may be willing to go, who may have some neat magic like teleport. We have a Humakti, and we have an Orlanthi worshiper.
Maybe you should tell who they all are.
So the first
I know
one
who they
is,
all are.
I got to get these all right. Let me just get the characters on the magical old obsidian portal. Okay. We have Rasteros, Orlanthanishi. His probably more powerful, effective sister is Nestarius Headtaker. And then the last one we have is, it starts with a B, is it Biva? I don't have it in the name that handy. Bellis.
Oh yes, the young Masticos cultist, right?
Yeah, she's not a cultist. She's she is Vingan.
That's right. So which one do you want to bring in?
Well, some magic might not be bad. I mean, the question is, do we expect to fight or do we expect to have, magical riddles to solve?
As your GM, I can't answer that question, of course.
Yeah, I
I
thought I
think
might
it's
just
much
get
more
into answering. Sorry?
It's much more important to look good.
Do we have anybody who might conceivably be able to work out what the hero quest is, or who's going to give us the best chance of that, do you think?
Good at riddles.
Okay, hands up who have been on the Lightbringer's quest, fought against Jariel the Razoress, dealt with the dragons, and otherwise have done and even confronted the eternal battle. Guess what? You guys are the hero quest specialists.
Oh, well then let's stop taking somebody else. Let's just go in.
Yeah.
Why did we let him go? Why didn't we go instead?
Why don't we take Orgol along, and he might fall into the water at one point and drown.
Well, if you think about it,
I will say that Orgol is unlikely to possess any skills of direct utility.
The problem is you lost the character sheet. He had
I have the character sheet. I've reconstructed it.
He had kill somebody with a pen.
And he had pan.
Yes, I had that originally on his character sheet. And the poison
and then
stuff.
became pan. It started as kill with pan, then it became pan.
No, the thing where you can grill something in. So sorry, that's my German accent. So and he had some poison skills and so on. He had actually useful skills, but somehow you lost.
You want to bring an assassin with us?
He's not an assassin. He is a manservant, and he knows what is important.
Right. So we have the hairdresser with the ability to make some poisons. You have a Vingan who has some additional Orlanth magic. You have an extra Humakti, or you have a Masticos movement magic person.
No. We don't have the Masticos person. The Vingan is the she's not Masticos.
Oh, she's a Vingan.
She is a Vingan.
Okay. The charioteer is a Vingan.
Mm-hmm. The Masticos. We had a charioteer, but Colbras decided he was too expensive, so he didn't make it.
He wasn't very good at charioteering.
He was a
You
safe
didn't-
charioteer.
Yeah, you didn't notice because you were sitting in your chariot with the 90+ charioteer.
You survived the battle, didn't you?
Hey, you got your
Yeah.
back after you guys fell after you got hit by the moon thing.
Yeah, okay,
You know,
maybe
in some
he was
ways,
really good at first
it may be
aid.
better to have them focus on, as you said, maybe having an extra space may be important on the way back.
Okay.
And they can focus on the ritual. And because we need, Rasteros could take my spot, he can help on the ritual. And Asterios could take your spot in guard, Garen.
Okay. Yeah.
And Orgarl can be preparing makeup and preparations for when we come back for the ritual feast.
Excellent, off we go. So, that was easy.
That actually works for me.
I need first, before we go in, a little bit of a stylish.
Now we're talking all this. You can have him working on it while we're discussing. I'm sure
He's using
as soon as you wake up, he's
the
woken
curl
up.
iron on me and does the hairstyle and the eye makeup and so on, and gives me a big stack of extra sharpened eye makeup coal pencils so we can make markings on the walls.
Excellent. So you get geared up. The rest of you guys gather up your equipment.
Yep.
Are you going to make any special preparations before skiffing yourself across the river and into the puzzle canal?
Well,
And I give over some of the string. We prep the string, and he is holding the string to get us back.
he does way more than anyone else. So
He's very reliable.
Very heavy. Yeah.
I'm going to basically kind of issue an instruction to the rest of the Humakti to stand fast, stand strong, do not waver, and do not leave this place until Argrath returns.
And we.
Yeah, and we.
Argrath is.
And-
That's why we're going in. That's why we're risking our lives.
Yeah, but we would also still like to return, even if
I'm not saying we're not going to return. I'm saying
no, we return with Argrath.
priorities.
Yeah.
You know, if Argrath comes back, we don't really need everybody else here because we're not doing a hero quest.
Yeah, we're not in.
We are doing a hero quest now.
Well, we're joining the hero quest. You know what I mean?
We should
I'm
probably
crash
get sacrifices of our own to go in.
This is what I was really hinting at here. What will those be?
Well, they did bring extra sacrificial animals for this. So we will probably sacrifice some of those as part of it and ask Orland's blessing as we head in to, rescue one of his people.
Okay. So what are you gonna? You tell me what the sacrifices will be. This matters. And who is it to?
I sacrifice. Oh, sorry.
Oh, but go ahead.
I mean, I would sacrifice to my goddess in the. Shall Olan protect us somehow? I mean, it's a little bit far, but Tychrotek is part of the Naldan pantheon, and Olan is a husband protector of Naldor. But I don't know if it's a little bit far. So getting his protection.
I will pull out a wheel, and I will lay a wheel down, and I will sacrifice that, pray that to Isseries, the Pathfinder, to help guide us and follow our path in and out of the puzzle canal. We will take one of the cattle that has been brought here, and we will sacrifice that to Orlanth to give us power and give us breath, so when we come and bring his brethren back. And we should probably sacrifice a sword or something to Humacht to say, Humacht, we would like you to keep our swords sharp and protect, so we can drive off our foes and those who seek to hide us from the truth we seek.
I'll happily sacrifice to Humak, as I usually do anyway.
I have also an idea. I throw down, I sacrifice a lot of food to everybody who actually went through this puzzle canal and died, to help us not to go to die in there and guide us around the obstacles.
Ooh, that's an interesting one, right? Make sure that's written down on the game notes. That's a clever one. I mean, these are all good. What I would like then is you sacrificers. So Nisk, you can offer a sacrifice to Isseries because he's an associated cult, but I'm going to give you a little bit of a minus.
Okay.
Because you're worshiping him as an associate. Garen, it's no problem sacrificing to Humak. You do it all the time. Gina, it's no problem with you sacrificing to Tychor, Tech, and the Spirits of the Dead because you do it all the time.
I sacrificed a Stormbolt.
Okay, what's Stormbolt going to help you with?
Protection against any chaotic powers inside here, and grant me the strength to kill and destroy such powers on both spiritual plane and mundane plane.
Okay, that is.
Change that.
That's a lot.
Can we have Colbras do the sacrifice for Isseries because he's a lay member?
I was going to sacrifice to the Sun Dragon because I mean this is Empire's one friend's edifice that we're going in with all sorts of old secrets, which would be interesting to find out about.
Hey, I think these are all appropriate, guys. I'd like you all to make your rolls and let me know who succeeded and who didn't.
Is the worship roll?
Oh, 3!
Sacrifice spirits of those who died.
Yeah, I rolled a critical, yeah?
Wow.
Oh, 3.
Perfect.
Okay, how about Humak? Because I saw a grimace.
Yeah, it was 63 against 65, so it's a pass, but dangerously close.
Okay, Sun Dragon.
16 against 20.
Wow. And Stormbolt.
Yeah, I rolled a success, regular success. Nothing special.
And to Isseries.
What's the penalty?
Minus 20.
Oh, not a problem. I succeed. Nothing special, though. I also did want to sacrifice to Orlanth as well, right? A cattle to Orlanth.
Okay, and a Cauda Orlanth Adventurous?
Yep. Because this is an adventure.
Okay, after all of these sacrifices...
No, I have another sacrifice because I want to sacrifice to Aranea as well. Aranea, how are you?
The spider.
Yes. I sacrificed to her to become the strong eater and the prey upon the helpless and weak.
Okay.
On this path.
Okay, let's see how you do.
I have a really bad worship.
Yes. I hope you don't fumble.
Yeah. Let's see. What's it at? Oh. I have a 10%. I almost want to angle my camera.
You have
down
a
for this
10%. You're risking the possibility of pissing the goddess off with a 10%.
No, she said she rolled a 10.
No, I have 10%. Let's see if I can.
You can just do a roll too if you want.
I have a movable camera now. I can do this.
Oh, okay, perfect. Yeah, we see the dice.
57.
The 1.
And that's a
57, if I recall, is a little bit higher than 10.
Yes, it was not a success, but it was the fumble.
Okay, you all have, you guys have set up your shrines and put little clay icons and all of this around. You have made your offerings, made your sacrifices, and with Colbrast as your boatsman, are board on your little reed raft, little kind of long reed raft made for about 6 people. Are you bringing anything, any additional supplies or anything?
Food.
Now's the time to tell me. Food?
Food and some incense and so on. and
Fresh
they
water.
say a little bit of wool with ogre on the other side, not a little bit, a lot, and the for makeup to the charcoal sticks.
The charcoal sticks. Say you knew all that
Batman.
makeup would eventually come of use.
Yep. How do I get proper charcoal stick supplies from Australia when these are done?
It's tough. It's tough. It's a
But
tough
at least
world.
they are waterproof.
Anything else you guys are going to bring? Because otherwise, you guys will be porting yourself across the river and into the canal.
Oh, food, water. What do we say? A bit of rope. Torches.
Yeah.
We have those here. So. "10-foot collapsible pole." Sorry.
A collapsible. Well, you can get a pole.
Yeah, a pole.
Definitely want poles.
A pole or two for the wall.
Yeah.
For the
Rope and grappling hooks.
Definitely want rope.
I got rope.
Cool.
I don't know if we have grappling hooks around here, do we?
You have rope. Probably. Well, you probably don't have a lot of rope for this. A pole is something that's so easy to make and so common that would make sense. But a grappling hook, why would you have brought a grappling hook to a religious ceremony? I mean, it's.
You always have to grapple.
Hargrath might have brought some grappling hooks.
Yeah.
Yep.
Did we notice what he brought in his boat?
You were busy singing.
Okay.
And Kala was high.
Yeah, fair
Normal state of mind. Yeah.
You know, he brought a bunch of ritual paraphernalia, but that's normal for him.
Okay. A mirror.
A mirror.
Oh,
Ooh.
yes.
I always have a mirror.
Exactly.
Yeah, not that we get into the position where we have to say, oh, had we taken Org all along, he would have had a mirror.
That would have been so embarrassing.
So there was liquid fire. I don't think we've got anything.
There's a picture.
Oh.
There was a
Right,
magic paint. There's some sort of art history guide, ideally. I can't think there's anything.
So, are you bringing anything to deal with liquid fire or with
a blanket?
Yeah, some sort of vessel to pour in some of that liquid fire.
Oh, you're right. Let's bring in some. That's a good point. Let's bring in some jar. Let's bring some empty jars.
That's easy enough to bring in.
And maybe a few blankets.
Some of the empty things that people have been bringing wine and stuff. We can take.
Yeah, jars, urns, and blanket.
Yeah.
Oh, you could probably bring an amphora of wine.
Yeah.
I said I bring
good
food.
idea.
I said food.
I bring out the food
and drinks.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, with that, unless there's anything else, you can Colbrast, you can very easily get this little boat across and this is where I would like us to stop as you guys are
actually
ferrying across
I have
the river.
One more
Yes,
thing.
Claudia,
I want to bring a bag of dirt and a bag of ash.
Okay.
Sorry.
A bag of dirt and a bag of ash. That works for me. With that, you all head across the river and enter into the Puzzle Canal. And that's where I would like to stop tonight because that's a really good stopping point. We've had a good long session. And I've managed to have an excuse to put you guys into the Puzzle Canal. Has anybody actually done the Puzzle Canal ever?
Never done the Puzzle
I've been
Canal.
there, but I've been there, and there is a there's some no. It is not. I'm not revealing anything. Sorry, I don't remember what happened, but I remember one thing, and it was we had an Aldriami do a divine intervention, lost all its power. So there is a twig something growing up one of the walls in Puzzle Canal that used to be a sentient Aldriami is now just a plant.
Well,
It did save us though.
that may not be present here.
Oh.
But anyways, I think this is a good point to stop for tonight. Thank you guys. This is good fun. And what'll be interesting here is you guys are definitely going on a hero quest. Your objective is find the actual guy who's leading the hero quest, who knows what's going on.
Sounds good.
I think this should be good fun. And thank you all. And to everybody watching this, please remember to tune in on our Chaosium YouTube channel and check that out for this and more awesome actual play from Chaosium. So thank you all and see you all next session.
Take care.